Hi there. Now in this question we're told that in the triangle ABC, AB equals 11 centimetres, BC equals 7 centimetres and CA equals 8 centimetres. And in the first part we've got to find the size of the angle C, giving your answer in radians to 3 significant figures for 3 marks. And then we go on to find the area of the triangle ABC, giving your answer in centimetre squares to 3 significant figures, again for 3 marks. So if you'd like to have a go at this, haven't done so already, just give you a moment to pause the video. Okay, welcome back then. Now for the first part, part A, what we ought to do is just sketch this triangle out, okay? So if we just make a sketch here, I'm not saying this is accurate, but we'll have something like that, okay? This is angle A, this is angle B, and this will be angle C. We're told that AB is 11 centimetres, BC is 7 centimetres, and CA is 8 centimetres. Okay, so just put that in there as 8 centimetres. And we've got to find the angle C. Now I'm going to call the angle C, let's say we call it theta. Now we're given 3 sides of our triangle, and so the way that we would go about finding angle theta is by using the cosine rule. And just quickly, if you're unfamiliar with the cosine rule, if you've got a triangle here, and you want to find, say, the cosine of angle A, it's the same as b squared plus c squared minus a squared, all divided by 2bc. So, in other words, when you've got an angle, you just square the 2 sides surrounding the angle and add them together, subtract the opposite sides squared and divide by twice the product of the 2 sides that surround the angle. So when we apply it then to this question here, we're going to have the cosine of angle theta is going to equal the sum of the squares of the 2 sides that surround the angle, so that's going to be 7 squared plus 8 squared, and then from this we subtract the opposite side squared, so that's 11 squared, and we divide all of this by twice the product of these 2 sides, so that's 7 times 8. And if you work this out, you'll find you get minus 0.07142 and so on. Now we've got to be careful here, because to get theta we have to take the inverse cosine of both sides, but we've got to be careful because it's asking us to work this out in radians mode. Okay, so make sure your calculator is in radians mode, and if you inverse cos this, you should find you get 1.64228 and so on radians. So we've got to round this to 3 significant figures, and if we round this to 3 significant figures, that angle then is going to be 1.64 radians. You could write the word radians, or you could even use the little symbol C here to denote radians, and I'll just mark that as 3 SF, 3 significant figures then. Okay, well we come on now to the next part, part B, where we've got to find the area of the triangle ABC. Giving your answer in centimetre squares then to 3 significant figures for 3 marks. So if you'd like to give this a try now, just give you a moment to pause the video. Okay, welcome back then if you had a go. Now, if we're to get the area of this triangle, let's just section that off there. If we're to get the area of the triangle, then we should be familiar with another formula. That is when you're given 2 sides and an included angle. That formula is this one here. Area of a triangle equals half AB sine C. So if you've got an angle, say C, let's just mark that in, say here, okay, put a double in there. If you've got an angle C, then the area is half the product of the two sides that surround the angle, and then you take the sine of that angle. So if we do that, okay, we've got the area of the triangle, area of ABC, is going to equal half the product of these two sides, 7 times 8, and then we take the sine of the included angle, this case theta. I'll take the unrounded version here of 1.64228 and so on radians. Okay, now make sure, as I say, you're in radians mode when you're doing this, okay, because we're working with a trigonometric function, and you should find that therefore that area turns out to equal 27.928 and so on. Okay, and so if we round this to 3 significant figures, this is going to be 27.9 centimeters squares then to 3 significant figures, 3SF for short. Okay.